my channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you are new, hey boo, my name is Shantanique and obviously this is my YouTube channel. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give me a big thumbs up. We are on the road to 10K. We're so close and I'm so excited. As soon as you subscribe to my channel, make sure you go ahead and follow me on Instagram. As you guys know, I implemented a new series on my channel last month, and I titled it Brown Girls in HR. Essentially, I decided to create the series to give minorities, specifically women, information around human resources, answer all of your questions related to human resources, and essentially be that resource for you. So as a minority in the field, I never knew anyone who worked within HR, so I never really had anyone to ask questions. So everything that I learned, I kind of learned it on my own. I thought it was a great idea for me to be the face of HR in my community. So last month we talked about interviewing and the importance of thank you emails. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about what you should do after you've actually got the job. I have so many people reach out to me via email or Instagram saying, hey, I finally got my dream job. I finally got a job in HR. Any advice? What should I do? It's so overwhelming. I don't know what to do. Can you help? And of course I can help. Here I come to the rescue. No matter if you're in recruiting or payroll or onboarding or talent, these tips should work for everybody. So first things first, as soon as you get that new job, you want to learn. Learn everything that you can learn about the company. Figure out what their mission is, what their values are. Figure out where the policies are housed, what policies are new, what policies may need to be edited or revised, what policies are really old and outdated. Sometimes policies can refer to other policies, but those other policies may not be used anymore. So you'll want to just kind of deep dive and understand the whole process, right? So what do we do when we onboard someone? What do we do when we need to drug test someone? What do we do for corrective action? What do we do if people have two jobs? What do we do about conflict of interest? You want to understand those definitions and start to learn the processes that are associated with every single policy. The second thing that you want to do is ask. You want to ask questions. You want to maybe find a buddy that you can reach out to ask any kind of question. I will tell you, if you're new in the field, no question is a dumb question, because assumptions in HR can get you in a whole lot of trouble. So whether that's your manager or a coworker, or if you guys have a buddy system, or maybe one of the admins, and people sleep on admins. Admins are full of knowledge and information. A lot of times they've been with the organization for an extremely long time, so they're familiar with a lot of processes before they were even implemented. So make sure you get to know the admins, make sure you get to know the different specialists or people who are outside of your role, whether they're a level up or a level down, it doesn't really matter. You want to go ahead and be able to form those relationships so that you can ask questions. I will definitely say in HR, it's important for you to have a network of people. So if you can start to build your network when you actually start, it'll work in your favor in the end. Grab somebody from payroll, that's your go-to. Grab someone from benefits, that'll be your go-to. Grab someone from comp, that'll be your go-to. Where you can just kind of go to them, you can ask them questions, you can bounce things off of them, and you'll continue to slowly build on those relationships throughout your tenure. Now, obviously, everything that you learn at that company can be stored within yourself, but it may not be used at the next company. So it's always good for you to learn some core values and core processes, because some things are just not going to change, right? FMLA more than likely is not going to change. That's something that you want to get super familiar with, get it under your belt, learn it, read it, sleep it, bleed it, all of that, so you can say it back and forth in your sleep and you're super comfortable explaining and answering any questions. You might not have to cover FMLA, that's just a general example. The third thing that I would say is understand. So many times we ask questions just to know the answer, but we need to ask questions so that we can comprehend or understand the meaning of it. This is the policy. Why is this policy in place? What happens if we don't follow this policy? What happens if we do it this way, or do we do it that way, or can we even deter from the actual core policy? Do you understand all of the steps needed to figure out if someone qualifies for unemployment? Do you understand what unemployment means? Do you understand that unemployment laws can differ based on the state? Do you actually really understand that information, right? Because there's generally not one answer to a question. Each answer to a question could depend upon a slew of things. Where you live, if you're exempt or non-exempt, if you're full-time or part-time, if you're flex or PRN, all of those things matter. So you want to be sure that you fully understand the policies, you fully understand your role, you fully understand what you'll be doing on a day-to-day basis so that you'll be able to comprehend and process those things properly. The importance of understanding and comprehension is unmatched. It's one thing for you to be able to ask a question to learn what it is, but can you explain it? After someone has told me something or I've attended a training, I'll recite that information back out to see, okay, yeah, I'm comfortable presenting this information. I'm comfortable talking about this information. I have a question, let me ask. Because it has to make sense from a holistic perspective. Generally, in human resources, you can't just have tiny pieces. You have to be able to see an aerial view of the big picture, and then you can kind of hone in on the specifics. So make sure you're ready to learn, ask questions, and that you understand what's actually happening within your organization. The last thing that I have is go and grow. And when I say go and grow, I don't mean go out and look for something else or grow within the company. I mean go out and get it done and grow within your role. You want to master your role. And I would say generally it takes about 5 years or so for you to master something. Take those opportunities that you had when you started and capitalize off of them, right? So if you're following this process, you learned, you asked questions, you understood. Now it's time for you to go out there and apply all of that knowledge that you have. Go out there, feel comfortable with your presentations, take on extra projects, get your name out there, continue to grow your network, continue to be a partner, or continue to be whatever it is that you have your mind set to be within your role. I would strongly encourage all of you guys to master your role before you go on to look for something different, because there's so much to learn in each and every role. Now, obviously, let's just take recruiting for an example. Recruiting can be very repetitive, right? So if you're hiring for a cashier, you're going to be looking for these cashiers day in and day out. Do they have a high school diploma? Yes. Do they have a college degree? No. Okay, cool. High school diploma, that's acceptable. We'll go ahead and get them scheduled for an interview. But take it to that next level. Yes, they qualify for a cashier position, but why are you having to work so hard to find them? Why aren't they coming to your job post to apply? What can you do to get these opportunities out in the community? Could you better utilize LinkedIn? Could you go to some college campuses and hang some posters up? Could you get on Twitter or even Instagram to kind of get those messages out there? Take everything that you do very seriously and take it to that next level. That makes you stand out, and it will continue to help you to grow and master your role. I hope that all of these quick tips were super helpful to you. Remember, we talked about 4 things today. You want to learn, you want to ask, you want to understand, and then you want to go get them. You want to go out there, you want to grow, you want to do all of that. As I mentioned in my other videos, I'm considering doing HR one-on-one consultations. So these will be some of the things that we kind of talk about within those. If I do decide to do it, I'll launch it within the spring or summer. Shout out to everybody within Human Resources. We're such a small field. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys like this series, and I'll see you next month. Peace.